So, you want to get some fresh wheels, and you hear about this legendary Japanese brand, Work Wheels. But what makes them so special? Why do people go absolutely nuts for these wheels? Today we're diving deep into the history of Work Wheels in our new series, Wheel Legends. We're gonna break down the origins, the impact, and the wheels that help shape car culture as we know it. Welcome to Wheel Legends. I'm Ricky Skids, and this is Skidded Media. Chapter 1. The Rise of Japanese Car Culture. Alright, let's take it back to Japan, 1977. This was a golden era for JDM cars. Nissan was rolling out the Silvia, Skyline, Laurel, Gloria, and the legendary 240Z. Toyota had the Celica, Corolla, Corona, and Chaser. Honda was building the Accord and the Civic. Mitsubishi had the Lancer, and Mazda, they were sending out rotary beasts into the streets with the RX-3 and the RX-4. This was a time when car culture in Japan was exploding. The highways, the mountain passes, people were building their cars, pushing limits, and looking damn good while doing it. And in the middle of all this, a man named Takeshi Tanaka decided it was time to change the game. Chapter 2. The Birth of Work Wheels. Takeshi Tanaka wasn't just a businessman, he was a guy who understood passion. He knew that cars weren't just machines, they were art, and every detail mattered, especially the wheels. In 1977, Tanaka-san created Work Co. Limited with 4 million yen. Which sounds like a lot, but it was about $14,000 USD back then. With that, he set up his first building in Osaka, Japan, and got to work day and night developing high-quality, performance-oriented wheels. His first creation, the legendary Work EP01, a custom one-piece cast wheel that shook up the Japanese aftermarket scene. It was offered in 13-inch, 14-inch, and 15-inch wheels with a beautiful concave lip and a 4-spoke design. At the time, there was nothing like it. You might be thinking, how the heck did they pull this off? Manufacturing wheels isn't easy. It requires precision, machinery, and an audience who actually wants to spend the money on custom parts. But Tanaka-san didn't see obstacles. He saw passion. Instead of going for a quicker buck, like building electronics or something that is more industrial, he poured his heart into something that felt more fulfilling. Tanaka's philosophy was simple. If you work hard, anything can be achieved. If you want to make money, you have to work hard. That's why I chose the name Work for the company. And with that mindset, Work Wheels began taking the world by storm. It wasn't all smooth sailing though. To really scale production, Tanaka knew he needed help. In 1978, he partnered with Enkei to help produce the centers for Work's first 3-piece versions of the Equip wheels. By 1979, Work had its own manufacturing plant for 3-piece wheels, and from there, the ball was rolling. In the 80s and 90s, Work became a major player in motorsports, joining the Japanese Touring Car Championship and the Japan Grand Touring Championship. Iconic cars like the Skyline, Corolla, and Silvia were seen drifting around and racing with Work wheels. Chapter 3. The legendary wheels. Now, let's talk about some of the legendary wheels that made Work the household name it is today. The Equip series, of course, is iconic. The Equip 01, 02, 03 are still in production today in 14 and 15-inch sizes. These wheels became the go-to for classic street builds, track cars, and period-correct JDM restorations. In the mid-80s, Work introduced even more options like the Work MX1 and MX2, one of their first forged wheels. Then came the Work Track 5, the Work Europe Position 1 and 2, and many others. And then the 90s hit. This is when everything got even better. The Euro line, luxury line, debuted alongside the VS line. But the star of the 90s? The Meisters. Inspired by German DTM, these wheels became favorites of enthusiasts worldwide. The deep dish, three-piece construction, and aggressive styling made them perfect for stance builds and race cars alike. And let's not forget the VSXX and the VSVX, timeless multi-spoke designs that scream elegance and performance. Then came the Work Emotion line. The Work Emotion line also came about, which has become a modern staple for both track and street builds. Lightweight, aggressive, and ready to take on anything. I run a set of Work T7Rs in GT Silver, and I love the 7-spoke style with that concave design. At some point, I would like to get them done in triple chrome, because chrome to the dome, as well as complement them with them 3-piece wheels down the road. Work wheels aren't just wheels, they're art statements. And they complement and bring out the beauty in a build. Chapter 4, How Work Changed the Industry. Work wheels didn't just make cool wheels, they also changed the way wheels were made. They were one of the first major Japanese manufacturers to introduce an on-demand production system. Instead of mass-producing wheels and letting them sit in warehouses, Work built only what was ordered. This meant better quality control, more customization options, and a level of exclusivity that made Work wheels even more desirable. Fast forward to today, and this system is used by a ton of companies. But back in the 70s, it was revolutionary. The only downside? You might have to wait a few weeks while your wheels are being crafted. Chapter 5, The Legacy of Work Wheels. Takeshi Tanaka's vision shaped the aftermarket wheel industry in a way that few others have. Today, Work Wheels is still thriving with over 160 employees and some of the most sought-after wheels in the game. Tanaka's philosophy of quality, precision, and hard work lives on, not just in the factory, but on the streets, in the garages, and on the cars of enthusiasts worldwide. And that's what makes Work Wheels legendary. They're some of my favorite wheels, with SSRs following just behind. And that's a wrap of the first episode of Wheel Legends. What's your favorite work wheel of all time? Drop it in the comments below. And if you love this kind of content, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss the next episode of our series, Wheel Legends. I'm Ricky Skids, and this is Skidded Media, and I'll catch you on the next one. Stay sick tight.